What are the children's names?
Amberly Isabel Gonzalez and Annalise Eliza Gonzalez.
What are their ages?
Amberly's 4 and Annalise is 3.
And who is their father?
Ethan Gonzalez Elizondo.
Where is he today?
I don't know.
Okay. Is as far as you know, he's not incarcerated though.
Correct.
Miss Torres, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just showing the court the acknowledgments of paternity for the children, showing that acknowledging that Mr. Ethan Gonzalez is the father of them, and this one is for Amberly.
Mm-hmm.
And is this his signature, Ethan's?
Yes.
Okay. And to Annalise, and this is showing that Ethan is the father of Annalise. Is this his Ethan's signature?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, may I? Well, the state is going to offer these into evidence at this time.
Kate, the state will admit those documents and take judicial notice of the acknowledgments of paternity.
Thank you, Judge. May I stop sharing my screen?
You may.
Okay, Miss Torres, where do the children live?
With me.
Oh, well, you don't have to tell me your address.
Okay.
But they live with you. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And so you're requesting, well, where does Mr. Elizondo live? Well, Mr. Gonzalez, does he live 100 miles away from you? Do you live 100 miles away from each other?
Yes, he lives. Yeah.
Okay. And are you asking to be named the sole managing conservator of the children?
Yes.
All right. And what safety concerns do you have with well, who makes the day-to-day decisions regarding the children?
Me.
Okay. When have you ever made joint decisions with him together with Mr. Gonzalez?
I mean, when we were together, it's been 8 months.
Okay. When did you separate?
In September.
Of what year?
2023.
And what safety concerns do you have with Mr. Gonzalez?
In September, I left him due to a domestic violence. We had a CPS case, and out through the whole case, he was not cooperative through anything. He's very abusive, and when he does see the children, he down talks me. A couple weekends ago, we recently had a incident to where he told Amberly that he was going to slap me, and just that he couldn't stand me, so I have safety concerns for them.
When was the last incident with you?
Was in a little bit before September.
Okay, and what happened?
He beat me.
When you say he beat you, what do you mean?
Like he punched me in my face, dragged me by my hair.
And that just happened in September, you said?
It had happened multiple times before September, as to why we had a CPS case.
Okay. When was the last time that there was an incident of violence with him?
Oh, I want to say in July of 2023.
And so you're asking for a modified visitation schedule, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you're asking for sole managing conservatorship with no geographic restrictions, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you're asking for a modified visitation schedule. Mm-hmm. So you're asking that you received 72 hours notice of Mr. Gonzalez's intent to exercise any visits. It's my understanding that you're okay with your email being listed in the order. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, but you want the rest of your information left out of the order.
Correct.
Okay, so we'd be putting a non-disclosure finding for you in that order.
Yes.
So you're okay. Okay, so the first phase of visitation would be supervised by either you or Mr. Gonzalez's grandmother, Irene Trevino, at the home
Yes.
of Irene Trevino. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so you're asking for the
Okay,
first phase.
let me just interrupt. I cannot order someone not before the court supervised visits. I can order a competent adult designated by her, but I'm not going to need all the specifics on who that person is because I can't order someone to do something if they're not.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Judge. So Miss Torres, are you okay with that being in the order, that supervised by either you or a competent adult designated by you?
Yes.
All right, and where would you want those visits to be?
They're at his grandmother's.
So the first phase of visits would be on the second Saturday of the month from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. for 12 visits, and those would be supervised.
On which day?
Second Saturday of the month.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And then, though it's only the first phase that would be supervised, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, then it would move to a second phase, which is second Saturday of the month from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Again, unsupervised for 6 visits. Okay. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. And the third phase, excuse me, would be second Saturday of the month from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. for 6 visits. Unsupervised. Yes. Okay. And the fourth phase would be the second Friday of the month at 4 p.m. And then pickup would be the following Saturday at 4 p.m. for 6
Yes.
visits unsupervised. And then it would move to a standard possession order. Okay. So Miss Gonzalez or Miss Torres, I'm sorry. What insurance do you have available for the children?
Medicaid.
Okay. So this would actually order you to apply for government assistance and set a medical support payment at $56 per month to begin May 1st, 2024. Are you in agreement to that?
Yes.
And he has, how many other children does he have?
He has 2 other children.
Okay. And okay, are they both under 18?
Yes.
Okay. So Your Honor, we would be requesting that child support be based off of minimum wage without income information for him. And child support would be set at $226 per month, beginning May 1st, 2024. Are you in agreement to that, Ms. Torres?
Yes.
And there would be a child. I'm
What
sorry,
percent guidelines were you? 2 before the court and 2 not?
Yes, Your Honor, 20.63.
Okay, just wanting to make sure. And then did you have a step down amount or calculated or not?
Yes, ma'am, it's 220.
Okay.
Then
All right.
okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. So you separated, you testified earlier that you separated in September of 2023. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have what income information do you have for him during that time period?
He was working under the table at that
Okay,
time.
so okay, and you have no information on how much? Is that correct?
No.
Okay. So we would be, well, I'm going to have Kayla testify, Your Honor, in a moment on that. But we are going to be including a retroactive child support judgment, Your Honor.
Requesting retro.
Yes.
You're going to request retro, but
Yes.
you're not getting into this. All right.
No retroactive medical support or dental support, though, will be requested. Is that correct, Ms. Torres?
Correct.
Okay. And you're asking for a non-disclosure finding again, keeping your information out of the order due to your safety concerns with Mr. Gonzalez, and court costs would be as billed to Mr. Gonzalez. Are you in agreement to that?
Correct.
Your Honor, I'll pass the witness at this time.
Okay, Miss Torres, do you have anything further on your own behalf? And I just want to ask you, so you said you want phase 1 visits, which are supervised for 12 visits, and then the rest of them, when they start unsupervised, are 6 visits until it steps up?
Yes.
All right, I just want to make sure I understood that correctly. All right, thank you. Next witness.
Ms. Summers, state your, what is your full name?
Kayla Summers,
And where do you work?
for the Office of Attorney General, Child Support Division.
What do you do there?
I investigate parties' income and assess cases for proper support.
And do you calculate support based on your the information that you find?
I base support off of minimum wage because I did not find any reported income.
In this case, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Did you calculate retroactive child support in this case?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And can you tell the court how you did that?
Yes. So I removed the medical support obligations that showed monthly support would have been $239 per month. And from September 2023 to present, that's 8 months. So I took that 239 and multiplied it by 8 to get the $1,912 for a total judgment.
And would a $75 payment be appropriate in that case?
Yes.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions of Miss Summers, Miss Torres?
No.
Does Miss Summers need to stay around, or can she be excused?
She can be excused.
All right. I do have one question though for you before you are Miss Summers. When you were calculating the child support at minimum wage, you came up with $226 using the 56 per month.
Mhm.
And then the step down, if one of the other children or both of the other children emancipate, is that why it wasn't a full step down?
Yes, Judge. Both of the other children are older than the 2 on this case.
So they only stepped down to 220 at that point,
Yes.
at
Judge.
20%. Very little difference. All right, thank you. Just wanted to clarify that.
Mhm.
She may be excused, Scavassa,
Yes, Your Honor. Thank
or
you.
do you need? Okay, I was going to say the court doesn't need her as long as you're not going to need her for something else. Do you have any objections? Are you going to need any testimony from Ms. Summers, Ms. Torres?
No.
All right, thank you. You're excused, Ms. Summers. Thank you.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Any other witnesses, Ms. Scavassa?
No, Your Honor. Kayla, you might stick around just to listen to the terms. Maybe. Okay. Thank you.
All right. And Ms. Torres, do you have anything further to present the court?
No.
All right. I do find that this court has jurisdiction. Evidence would support a finding that Mr. Ethan Gonzalez Elizondo, who is the father of the children pursuant to the 2 acknowledgements of paternity admitted into evidence, was noticed, was not present. The following orders are under default as to Mr. Elizondo. That he and Miss Torres are the parents of the subject children, Emberly and Annalise. that the parents are separated, that their needs for orders concerning conservatorship and support of the subject children, and that the standard possession order and joint managing conservatorship is not in the children's best interest due to a history of family violence, more than one occasion, the last occasion being in July 2023 prior to separation, and resulting in CPS involvement. The CPS case is not still ongoing. That is correct, Miss Torres?
Correct.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that they didn't have anything filed that would prevent us from going forward. And there is no formal CPS case going forward. Would name Miss Torres, the mother, as sole managing and conservator of the child without geographic restriction. Would name the father, Ethan Gonzalez Elizondo, as the possessory conservator, with phase-in visits with the child, starting with phase 1, supervised by Miss Torres or a competent adult designated by her, to occur at his grandmother's. And is it his maternal or paternal grandmother, or the only grandmother?
His only
Miss-
grandmother.
His what?
It's his only
His only
grandmother.
grandmother? Okay.
Yes.
At his grandmother's home, supervised by Miss Torres or an adult designated by Miss Torres. And those are to occur on the second Saturday of each month from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. supervised for 12 visits. Once he has completed 12 supervised visits, it will go into phase 2, which continues on the second Saturday from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. However, those visits are unsupervised and will continue for 6 visits, in which it goes into phase 3, which is still second Saturday, but changes in time from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and still unsupervised, but with 6 visits required before going into phase 4, which starts on the second Friday at 4 p.m. until the following Saturday at 4 p.m. And those are 6 visits also to be completed unsupervised, at which point the final phase would be a standard possession order. Would order Mr. Elizondo, based on minimum wage, 2 children before the court, 2 not, to pay $226 per month in child support, reducing down for the second child to $220 per month, plus an additional $56 per month in cash medical support. Those payments begin May 1st, 2024. Would order Ms. Torres to provide medical coverage for the child currently available through government resources. Would find that Mr. Gonzalez Elizondo owes retroactive child support in the total sum of $1,912, same as reduced to judgment against Mr. Gonzalez Elizondo, and order him to pay the judgment at $75 monthly, also beginning May 1st, 2024. Retroactive medical and dental support is set at 0. Non-disclosure of Ms. Torres's information is ordered. However, she is to keep an email address current at all times for visitation purposes. Cost of court in the case are taxed against Mr. Elizondo, Gonzalez Elizondo, to be paid as billed by the Kerr County District Clerk within 60 days. Anything further before the court and not addressed?
Your Honor, I do have a question.
Yes.
Did you make a specific finding on family violence?
Yes, I did. There had been multiple occasions, the last being July 2023 before their separation. But
And,
I do find, according to her testimony, that she can still provide possession and access under the phased-in visits.
Okay. And I don't know if I need to request that evidence be back open. I need to know once it moves to standard possession, where she would want exchanges to be.
Okay, I just assume they were all still continuing to be at the grandmother's. Do you still want,
Yes.
is that a still safe exchange even when you're doing a standard possession order?
Yes. As long
Okay.
as the
Okay.
grandmother's present.
All right, then that will continue to be at the grandmother's.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. You are free to go, Miss Torres. I will ask Miss Scavasso's office to draft this into a written order, file it with the court. Once that is received by the court, I review it for accuracy, sign it, and then a copy is mailed to all parties. Okay?
Awesome.
Thank you for coming in. And
Thank you.
thank you for coming
Bye-bye.
in and getting this taken care of.
Thank you.